Hey friends, back with another fun one from Indescribable. This one says, "What's that you say?" Okay, here we go. Our love should not only be with words and talk. Our love must be true love, and we should show that love by what we do. All right, so we have to make sure that what we're doing is reflecting the love of Christ, right? We want to make sure that our actions are showing that love. People all over the world communicate using systems of words called languages. Does anybody speak another language? I have a friend who speaks like 6 languages fluently, and then a couple others that he says or he's not very good at. He's very good at them. Some people are just really gifted that way and have worked really hard to speak languages. I think it's fascinating, and if I would, start over again as a really little person, I think I would learn languages. I hope you guys are learning some. All right. Which languages do you speak? English is one of the most widely spoken languages in the world, with more than 1,500 million people able to speak it. Though it's not everyone's native language, it's only for about 375 million people. So that means a lot of people who speak other languages also speak English. A native language is a language you learn at home growing up. The Chinese language has the most native speakers at about 1 billion. 1 billion, wow. Other popular languages are Hindi and Spanish and French and Arabic and Russian. The list could go on and on to more than 7,000 different languages. Whew. I know I've shared with you guys, Mr. Chris's mom was a really good friend with a couple of missionaries who were Bible translators. And they would translate the Word of God into languages that I had never even heard of. It's a fascinating thing, and it's a really wonderful thing to think about people translating the Word of God and making sure that people all around the world could read it and have something where they can learn just like you guys learn, right? Some are spoken by millions, and some languages are just by a few thousand, and about 46 are spoken by only one person. I wonder who they talk to. I have never heard that before. Have you guys? I'm gonna have to do some research and find that out. You guys do some too. Okay. Some languages are pretty unusual. The Piraha language of Brazil has probably the simplest sound system with just 8 consonants and 3 vowels. The Ta language from Africa has more sounds than any other language, with just 5 kinds of clicks, but 164 consonants and 44 vowels. Whew. I would not want to have to learn that in school. How about you guys? All right. There are thousands of different ways to say what you want to say, but there's only one way to get your message across loud and clear, no matter what language you speak. That's by what you do. If you say you love Jesus, but you don't want to help others, your words mean pretty much nothing, right? Because that's what he asks us to do. On the other hand, if you try to be kind and helpful and loving to everyone around you, your actions will tell the world you really do love Jesus and want to be more like him. Guys, there's so many ways to tell people about Jesus. And sometimes you'll see I think I've told you guys about a guy named Billy Graham, and he would have big, giant stadiums full of people to tell people about Jesus. Probably none of us are ever gonna have that, right? But he didn't start with a big stadium either. It starts by telling one-on-one, talking to friends. But what if, remember when we talked about our disciples over the last few weeks? What if they were not kind to others and they just went out and thought they were famous because they had talked to Jesus and they walked with Jesus? That wouldn't work. Would that share Jesus with people? No. One of the best ways to share Jesus is just being kind to a friend, making friends with someone, having them see the way you live your life, and then wonder, what's different? Why are you always kind to people? Why do you share things with people? Why do you look out to see what people need? Why do you give up, sacrifice some of your things? Those 5 words, those 5 action words we just finished, all right? Who are you praising? Are you praising someone who's famous? Are you praising Jesus because he's the true God? Are you praying and talking to God? Are you serving others well? Do you sacrifice things that you don't absolutely need, or maybe you really do need them, but you give them to somebody else anyway? All right, that's what real sacrifice is like, right? And do you have hope? Do you have joy? Those actions, those 5 action words we just talked about so much. Tell people that you love Jesus. And if nothing else, they're going to make people ask you. Isn't it so much easier when someone says, hey, tell me about Jesus, than you having to go tell them, right? It's so much easier when they notice something about you and say, tell me why you're always kind. Tell me why you sacrifice and love others. All right, you guys, I think you could do it. I know you can do it. So get out there, make sure you use kind words, but make sure your actions match what your heart is trying to tell people. Can you guys do it? All right, I love you and I'll see you soon.